1 sec, folks. Okay, the players are looking to get the bracket on the big screen over here, so I'm going to do that, and hopefully... Sorry? No, I can't do that. Sorry. I can't do it.
They don't want to put them.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Apparently, they wanted to get the Derby City on the big screen there. That's not a possibility right now, nor is it a priority. Right now, priority is Cody Porter and Kevin Baucio in action on table number 1. So here we are. Now, obviously, by the even race, these guys are both capable of winning this match here. It's really all about who gets comfortable first. It's an even race to 7. They can both play pretty well. I will say that Kevin has a slight advantage as far as comfort on this table. He has played on this table before, many times, a lot more than Mr. Porter has. However, anybody's capable of winning this match here. Nice combination. Very nice. And Mr. Baucio is going to take the first rack by way of combination. 1-9. If you're just tuning in, and this is the Winter Classic MD Promotions New England 9-Ball Series, and we are at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. And we got 112 players over here, 112. Make sure you go over to the Snookers live page where we are streaming from and like and follow so that you guys will stay up to date on all of the upcoming streams, all of the shows, all of the content that we're putting together for you. You're going to see a lot of things. Definitely a lot of action matches. I know everybody's very fond of those. So we'll definitely be pushing the action matches. That was a very controlled break. Unfortunately, I believe it came up dry. And also, don't forget, prior to the finals of this event tomorrow, we are going to give away a Snookers gift card to one random person that likes the Snookers live page. So make sure you're in there. Check out what he's looking at here. I believe he's got the window. Nice shot. Unfortunately, I do not have a view of the brackets, so I'm unable to check that out. I'm gonna try. Maybe I can bring that up in a separate window here. Maybe I'll be able to get that feed of the live brackets there. Check it out. All right, Cody has called the 9-ball cross side as a just in case. He knows he's going to bump into it, playing the 4 into the bottom corner there. So that's where he sees that cue ball contacting the 9, playing the bank. I mean, if he just rolls it, I see it going in the opposite side pocket, just straight in there, but guys are looking for somewhere to plug in. I cannot help you guys. Mr. Baucio is just taking a peek at what he's left with here. He's going to be kicking. He does not have a clear shot at the 4. He's going to be kicking. I assume he would call the 9-ball somewhere as an insurance policy, but I'm not sure if he has done that. Wow, that's going to be hanging right there. And he came out pretty well. Came out pretty well. If you guys can hear Kevin in the background there, he said, hey, I was going to call the 9-ball, but just wanted to make sure I made the contact there. All right, he's calling the 9-ball. I think he's going to try to slide off the right side of the 4 and then 3 rails to the 9. Not sure if that line is available, and I don't think he hit that. That's going to be a ball in hand. And I'll bet you whatever you want, Kevin's going to go with combination on the 9 here. And he's lining it up. We want to mention while Kevin is on the stream, this is the gentleman that does those fantastic paintings. I'm sure you guys have seen him out there. He's done work for a lot of people in the pool world, and obviously some other industries also. But in the pool world, he's the guy. You want some fantastic pool art, custom work at your house, or just something to hang on the wall, put it in your office, whatever. He's the man. Definitely check him out. He's available on social media, on Facebook. You can get at him there. Got a missed kick by Mr. Porter. Kevin's going to come to the table with ball in hand. He's just inspecting, making sure he knows what he wants to do. Kevin's definitely a true student of the game. He knows a lot about pool. Been around the game for quite a while. Barrett Ridley drove from Bangor, Maine to play in this great pool hall. Glad you're enjoying yourself, Barrett. Definitely my favorite place to play pool. All right, Kevin's got his plan together. Sees all his lines. Now it's time to execute. And folks, please share the stream. Make sure, put it in those pool groups. Want everybody to know what we're doing out here. Broadcast that pool. Get it out there. Let people see it. Got to show them the game. Now, I think Kevin was really looking to get the opposite angle that he has here. But not sure if he's going to try to punch it or follow. And that was the issue there. So Cody's got a bank shot here. Want to maintain the speed. You're going to play this table and a half there. Oh, he goes for just a straight up safe there. Well, this is a makeable shot. Not a hanger, but definitely makeable. Kevin's got a really cool way that he approaches shots sometimes. He'll stand back a few feet behind where he's going to stand and really tone into that line and approach the shot from there. A nice shot by Cody Porter. And he is on the proper side, I believe. Yes, he is. Just going to punch draw just a hair. Just like that. roll in and stop shot. We should be at a 1-1. Nice shot. And bottom rail got him just a hair, but he's going to be okay. And there it is. We got a tie ball game. Race to 7. We're at 1-1. Again, we are at the MD Promotions Winter Classic, put on by the New England 9-Ball Series. We're at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. Awesome pool room. And Cody Porter set to break. Let's see how he's choosing to approach the game here. See how he wants to hit it. He sent that cue ball flying a bit, but he did pocket a ball, and he does have a visual on the 1. I think we're going to see him kind of spin off the right side of the 1 ball, send it up the table. I think that's a reasonable shot.
Table number 7, Mike Zorbedian versus Ben Savoy in a
just
race
like
to
that.
7. That's Mike Zorbedian and Ben Savoy on table 7, race to 7.
He does have a clear shot at this. By no means is this an easily made ball. However, he does have a clear shot, and Kevin can move. Kevin knows how to move that cue ball. I might have given the commentators jinx there. Apologies, Kev. Buy a large diet soda, sir. See, Lance Lascotti just jumped in the chat there. How you doing, Lance? I'm excited for the Lascotti Memorial. That's coming up. Gonna honor your dad in a big way, bro. And if you guys have that date available to make it down to Snookers, please mark your calendars the 9th and the 10th of February. Just a couple of weeks from now. Lascotti Memorial right here at Snookers. That is an open event. There are handicap buy-ins. Buy-ins range from $40 up to $120. Got a nice Ben Archer custom cue with 2 shafts we're going to give away. There's a break contest for that. If you are in the tournament, you are able to take 1 shot at the break contest. You can purchase additional tries to try to get your highest score. That's pretty good. I'm going to have some cue raffles, all kinds of good stuff. I'm going to see a lot of players from different areas for that one. So Kevin trying to take control here. He's getting into his rhythm. Who won with Joey and Tim? Joey won that one. Joey won that match. I believe it was 9-2. Tim did not shoot bad. Not really a lot of opportunities. Joey was really just pounding on it. My guess the memorial should be great. Appreciate everything you've done. No problem, Lance. Happy to help. Happy to help. So Kevin didn't get the ideal position he was looking for on the 6 ball. And he's going to back cut it. Very well executed. Nice speed. Very nicely done. He's going to roll it in. 9 ball in the same hole. Going to take a 2-1 lead. It's going to be Kevin Baucio leading by a single rack.
Table number 2, we have
It's a race to 7. Race to 7.
8-6 race. Dominic goes to 8. Channing goes to 6. That's Channing Thompson and Dominic.
Here, Katie calling out some matches in the background.
6 race. Dominic goes to 8, and Channing goes to 6.
See if we can bring you in an additional guest. Not sure if you guys are having a blast listening to me talk to you guys, but
on table 6, race to 5.
see a couple of nice guests I always enjoy talking with. See Mr. Kerry McAuliffe, he's always a pleasure to have in here. See if we can get his attention, see if he wants to give us some of his knowledge and information. So that's another dry break here. Tell you, that's a huge part of the game, figuring out the break, the speed of the rails, all that. And, you know, if you don't get a lot of time to practice on the equipment, it's real tough to figure out how the brake's going to work for you. It's not easy. And nice shot by Cody Porter, sticking him on the 4. Kevin's looking at his options here. I don't know if he's going to try to go underneath the 3-ball here. Not sure if that's going to work out. The rails are a little quick, so we'll bend it back towards that 1 ball, but he's going to have to hit it pretty firm, I think. Yeah, wasn't enough. Nice attempt there. Cody Porter coming to the table, ball in hand. Pretty open table. The 2 and the 8. Not sure if that 2 ball does pass. And check out the overhead, see if we can see that. Doesn't look like it does. Oh, I'm going to see how he chooses to deal with that. I mean, again, unless you're at the table, you can't tell for sure. Play the carom shot here. Nice attempt. He's got the 6-ball blocking the pocket there, but I do believe he can squeeze it underneath there. Gonna want to play the speed just right here. Just like that. Again, we got a lot of active things coming from the snooker stream. These next few months are going to be very, very active, and I urge you guys to stay in touch with us and just check out everything that we got coming. We're going to be advertising it on our website and also on the Snookers Live Facebook page. So definitely make sure you stay in contact with us. Nicely executed shot. A little bit straight there, but that's okay. 5-ball is pretty open. He doesn't need to work the cue ball too much. Just going to bump it over just a hair. Just like that. Not too many issues here. He's got to get on the 6-ball here. Maybe just stun it right over. Shoot it in the same pocket. And he got a roll. He got a roll. I think Cody was just formally introduced to table 1. These pockets are not buckets, folks. They're not buckets on this table. You got to shoot them in the hole, right in the heart. Not sure the exact measurement, but they are tight. Nicely done. Eight, 9, and he's going to take care of business here. Cody Porter tying it up. We got a tie game. Tie game. So again, I'm going to try to see if we can get a guest to come hang out with us over here. I'd like to see Mr. McAuliffe come up in the booth, give you some of his insight. He is in the event. I didn't see if he had won his first match, but he was playing Jose Concepcion, a couple tables down from my match, and he's one of the top amateurs, I would say, for sure. And he's here on a weekly basis. Every Wednesday he's down here for Wednesday night action. If any of you guys are in the area, I mean, Kerry's driving from Lawrence, Massachusetts on a weekly basis. That tells you anything how he feels about the Wednesday tournament here. So he's driving about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to get here for the weekly tournament. So if you guys are around, practice tables open at 6 o'clock, and tournament play starts at 6:30. $20 for most players. A- and up pay $30. That's every Wednesday. All right, so I just talked to Kerry McAuliffe on the side over here, and he said he's going to come up and hang out with us in just a short time. But for now, back to the action. Wow, fantastic. Fantastic shot, Cody Porter. Kerry the Protractor McAuliffe. That is right, Mr. Cunningham. That is right. Chris Freeman, what's up, my man? How you doing, bro? Pete Bowman. Pete, I wish you were in this event, man. It'd be nice to see you hanging out. At least come down later on. Come say what's up to the guys. Right now we're tied at 2-2, racing a 7. Oh dear, Justin, I'm trying to stay away from that one there, bro. Kerry leaves with tires. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, I got to say, though, Mr. Cunningham, I think he's tired of hearing about it. So, Tiffany, can you recap the Lascotti Memorial details? Yes, I can. And again, I am going to be putting up the tournament information in just a bit. But it is February 9th and 10th. That's at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. The 9th and 10th of February. And that is an open event. Handicap buy-ins range from $40 all the way up to $120. And that is double elimination, race to 7, race to 5. We are exclusively using the Outsville 9-ball rack templates. Chris Renfro from Outsville, he is taking care of us with that. Appreciate that from him. He's going to supply those racks for us. They work well. Load 8 and push. If you guys know those are the blue fabric racks. But yeah, the Lascotti Memorial is going to be the 9th and 10th of February right here at Snookers. And we expect to see a very large turnout for that event. It's always got a fantastic turnout, and recently we have brought that over to Snookers, and we're expecting to see a little bit more support from the players up north, more so the New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont groups. So definitely come down and check that out. It's going to be a great tournament. Kevin's got the 6-ball really close to his cue there. I think he's going to try to just slide under just like that.
Oh, no, he's not going to make rail.
No rail. No rail. And he knows it. Unfortunate turn of events there. He's going to give Cody an opportunity to get comfortable. So right now, I'm going to ask my friend Mr. Tim Levine is in the wings right here. Tim, how you doing?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
We were enjoying your match with Joey. I mean, you weren't playing bad, man. He just
He
didn't
just
give a lot of
steamrolls over people.
Yeah,
you
he came with some serious firepower.
Yeah.
You know, you got nothing to be ashamed of. You shot well. You were making the shots on your opportunities, and
The thing that I think the thing that got me in that match, the most is just, when you're in that match with him, with a guy like that, you can't get in the long safety battles. It's so hard to win the safety side of that. I mean, I remember hitting a couple really good shots and just knowing that I'm not going to see another shot after that. He's gonna leave me something. I'm gonna have to kick again, and I can only kick so many times before I make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
he's bound to make one.
Nothing, Tim, we were talking about the kick shots you were making. I mean, you contacted, I'm pretty sure, all of them, and you pocketed a good percentage of them. And I mean, I'm a fan of kick shots. I love kick shots. It's my favorite shot in pool. And I was just like, wow, how about that? All right, nice shot. So I mean,
in that second rack, I remember I think I made like 2 or 3 in a row, and I kept getting stuck again. Yeah. I was like, man, when does it end?
When does this turn into the easy portion of pool?
It was the road to nowhere.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, again, you got nothing to be ashamed of. He played incredible, and sometimes you can't get on the horse. I mean,
Joey's a great competitor. I mean, he's just, he's always in. No matter what, he's always in the game. It doesn't make a difference, winner side, loser side. You don't count him out. And Kevin just made a pretty decent shot there.
Yeah, that was pretty strong. So, again, I want to remind you guys that we are at the Winter Classic MD Promotions New England 9-Ball Series at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. And we're having a blast with 112 players.
Big field.
Banging balls all around the room. Everybody's fighting for the cash. And we're having a good time.
And there's a lot of cash to be had in this tournament, too.
Yeah.
$1,600 to the winner, right?
I believe it was something like that. I'm actually going to try to bring up the payouts. I believe I have access to those. I'm going to see what I got there. I'm going to do some on-the-fly editing. Stay out of that side pocket, sir.
4-ball looks like the ball here. Get to there, you're home free. I'm loving that vest that Kevin's wearing, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
He's definitely quite dapper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually exactly the word I used to describe his attire earlier. He is looking quite dapper this evening.
Key ball here.
And there it is. That's what we got there. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to do this on the fly for you just so you guys can see it.
In case you didn't see it, he drilled that ball. That was nuts.
Best shot of the tournament. Idiot commentator puts the payouts in front of it.
Kevin's home here.
Yeah, he's definitely firing now. Most players, once they get comfortable, they're gonna do a lot more damage, as long as they don't swing off the hinges. I always like to use the analogy of the friction car racers with the little triggers.
Oh yeah,
remember those?
Yeah, the little RC cars.
Yes,
yeah.
right.
Those
So
are awesome.
yeah, you put them on the track, and you gotta, when the cars go around the turns, you have to ease off on your pressure, or it just flies off the side of the track, and you have to know when to step on the gas and when to release it, and that's the way that I view pool. Once you start rolling good, it's awesome, it's fun, and it's flying around the track, but
as soon as it comes off the rails, you got to know when to back off.
Yes, back off a hair here, guys. You got to back off a little bit. You're going to fly off into the living room. All right, here we go. And Kevin took the lead there. He's now leading 4 games to 2.
Is this an even race?
This is an even race to 7, yep. So earlier we were talking about the new Yale Billiards. I know you're
Yes.
a representative there.
Mhm.
You guys got a lot of good players, and I think the place is awesome. I went and checked it out before all the equipment got put in there. Talked with Bobby a bit, and it looked like a fantastic establishment. And
Yeah,
now that
the
I see you
tables are
guys
just
are
playing perfect. I mean, they're playing absolutely beautiful. Joe Marassi from Master Billiards, he did a phenomenal job getting those tables back to perfect playing condition. I mean, a lot of them played good to begin with, but every time
Yeah,
you do
I
cloth,
was-
you gotta touch them up.
Yeah, I was really excited
You know?
to hear that he was refinishing tables and
he's-
making it sparkle. So
He did a great job. Obviously our tight box that we've got for most of our stream matches, our list matches, and also for any of the finals or the big matches in the tournaments.
now you handle the list matches,
I
I
do
believe.
handle the
Yeah,
list, yes.
You're the ones
Yes.
over there. Yeah, if you're in the vicinity of Yale Billiards, check out Tim Levine. Get you on the list there.
Yeah, 30
Got it.
players, 30 players strong. We got matches just about every night. Not
Pretty
too
cool.
hard, not too hard to get on. Just ask me, and I'll set up the schedule. We
Absolutely.
started a Wednesday tournament. Not to step on your toes, Mike.
Hey, back off,
But,
bro. No.
yeah, we got a nice little following.
Yeah.
There. We've had a pretty solid tournament for the first few weeks. It's in its infant stages, and I've been working on with Bobby on getting the live stream set up with a couple different cameras. So
Nice. Good stuff.
I got a whole setup going there. So
Nice.
the next big tournament that Mark's having, I think, is in March. If I'm not
Yeah, he's doing the
mistaken.
Players Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just an FYI, I believe that date was recently changed
oh really?
due to venue things. So I don't want to advertise that date.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Bobby, if you're in the chat still, can you verify what those dates are? Because
Yeah, I'll double check with him. In fact, I'll
I
text
know
him
that
right
that
now
was
in case he's
changed
not.
recently. It got moved back 1 week, so it's going to be 1 week earlier than it was.
Oh, well, that's good news.
So it's going to be a little bit sooner, I believe. I believe that's how it was changed.
Yeah, as soon as I get confirmation from him, because I don't know if he's in the chat at the moment.
So when do you want me to hold you?
Okay. Pardon me one sec, folks.
So, let me ask you a question. Is everybody going to be in that same round? Yeah. So, no, I was going to say, yeah, like Kerry said, talk for a bit. So, like, I don't know if you want, like, Mark to come in and handle this.
Yeah, Mark's gonna have it.
All right, that makes sense. All right, that's fine. Bring Mark in. Am I going to go in before the match is over?
I don't know. You guys.
Kevin played a great shot right there. Beautiful.
I can hold it if you want.
This might be rack number 5.
Yeah, if I'm not going to delay the game, try to keep me like the last like 4 on the list. I'll just when this match is getting close to the end, I'll cancel the recording, start the new one, give Mark an intro, and then I'll go.
Alright.
And then you can call it when I can.
Okay, you want Carrie? Yeah.
Another 9-ball down for Kevin. Now we got a 5-2 lead within 2 racks. Kevin's
Alright.
just mowing through these racks.
Yeah, Kevin's. I would say he's more of a rhythm player for sure.
He's definitely in the groove.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got I like his matching shoes. Yes, I'm fond of him myself. He's one of the best dressed pool players in the room, bar none. Tell me you disagree.
Oh, not in the
We're gonna have
slightest.
words. We're gonna have words.
Bobby just got back to me with that information, by the way. The Players' Championship is going to be played on the 9th and the 10th at Yale Billiards.
It is.
March 9th, March 10th.
Okay,
Two-day
March.
event.
Okay.
And I believe that's what, 3,000 added in that tournament?
I'm
Something
pretty
like
sure
that.
it was
Or a
at
couple
least
thousand.
2,000.
Yeah, a
it's-
couple thousand added at least.
Something like
I
that.
don't want to advertise something I don't know,
Yeah,
but I know it's
yeah.
a couple thousand at least.
Yeah, I'm
That's
yeah.
another solid 2-day event right there.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just getting word Our next matchup on this table, wow, what a treat. We're going to see Shorty himself, Tom D'Alfonso, coming at a 729 Fargo rating. And he's going to be playing against Brian Chase. It's going to be an 8-6 race. And that's an 8-6 race. And that's going to be your next streamed match.
He didn't get punished for that miss, but definitely not one he wanted.
I believe he has the edge of this ball. He's just going to try to come 2-3 rails behind. Oh, no.
Kicked right behind
Kick
it.
right up. And the speed of these rails, it's really hard to get a hold on them. I'm sure you understand after just playing your match there.
Yeah, totally. It was funny. I was practicing earlier on table 3, and I kept saying to myself, I was like, wow, this table feels a little slow. Maybe it was just the way I was hitting it. I mean, granted, I'm also a little bit more used to new cloth with the reclothing of all the tables at Yale. But that said, when I got on the stream table, I noticed the first couple balls I hit in the practice that the table seemed to move a little bit quicker, and it definitely came off the rails a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
These rails are a little springy.
Oh, yeah. They definitely got some bounce to them.
You don't got to do much with it. You don't got to muscle the ball around. You just kind of let the ball take its course.
Yeah. Now, Tim, opinionated question here.
Yeah.
What do you prefer for your equipment? Do you prefer a more slower table, a faster table? I mean, how do you feel like that's your ideal conditions?
I definitely like faster conditions. I mean, when it comes to the rails, I don't want it. I want to feel like it comes off the rail at a similar speed that it came in.
Yes.
If it's coming off either really slow or really hard, if it's coming off really slow, then I feel like I got to muscle the ball around, and if it's coming off really fast, then I feel like I can't control the cue ball, which any player will tell you, don't let go of the rock. But
absolutely. So I like your comment there when you mentioned the cue ball speed going into the rail versus off the rail. I want it to be somewhat close to the same speed, and I don't want it to slow down when it hits the rail, and I definitely don't want it to speed up. My buddy Jared Demalia said it the best way, and I use his example the best. When you play on a super fast table, it makes the hard shots easy and the easy shots hard.
Yeah, very
and
much
it's
so.
just he's so right with that. That's the perfect way to put it. Those soft little roll-ins where you just want to leave the ball right there. Hey, 9-ball, does that count? Does not count.
Not here.
But yeah, playing on the super fast equipment, I definitely feel like it changes the approach. I mean, some shots are literally not even possible to execute in the same way on the fast equipment versus the average to slow equipment. But I definitely agree with you there.
Oh, look at who joined the chat.
Hey, who is that?
Dr. Q himself.
Hey,
Tom
Tom
Rossman.
Rossman. How you doing, bro? Just watching a little pool.
Yeah, there you go.
Not sure if you make your way over to this side of the map, but if you do, head on over to Snookers. Put on a little show for us. Take care of you.
I believe that was Cody's third rack, right? Or is he at 4? Yeah, it's 5-3. We're right.
Yeah, 5-3. Yeah,
You had it. I was wrong.
that's all right.
That's why I let you handle the.
I'll push the
Handle the
buttons. You just
administrative
talk,
stuff.
Mr. Weatherman. You.
Tricky
So-
little shot. What do you do here, Mike?
Let's see here. I am going to thin the 2-ball into the 2 rails, and I'm going to crisscross back underneath the 6-ball there. I'm going to try to play the 2-ball, up the table and hold the cue ball up here.
Yeah, there you go.
Something similar to that. I think I would have gotten a little bit more greedy trying to get the cue ball under where the 6 and the 7 are, but
Quite nice. He's got a pretty decent little field of blockers there.
yeah, in this case, definitely going to be 2 rails under it. Just like that. And he is going to leave a clear shot. Let me show you what he's looking at over here. We had a conversation earlier about preference versus percentages. Yeah, any insight there? So, we're discussing oh, this is the right way to play it versus this is how I feel more comfortable playing it.
Yeah.
You know, any insight there?
It's for me, sometimes I think to myself 9 times out of 10 that, the right way to play it versus how I feel comfortable playing it are always two different things. Sometimes I feel like I'm more comfortable playing it the wrong way.
You're like, hey, I know this is wrong, but that's the way I know, so
like,
I'm just
I
going
know
to
it
pound it
better
into the
than
rail
that.
and give the guy ball in hand.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to, let me just hammer this and hope that it's not the same result as it was the last 5 times I tried it.
Hey, you ever tried the rail-to-rail combination with 4 feet in between each ball? Doesn't usually go in, but
No,
we
it
always shoot it.
Ooh. Oh, that's a...
Got his formal
That's a gross
reintroduction
roll.
to table 1.
Yeah.
Is he going to draw this off the rail here?
I think so.
Be careful
And
with that speed.
He's
He's
got
going to
it.
come out just right.
Touchy little shot to get good on the 6 here.
Yeah, it is.
You could probably come to the other side and make it a lot easier, though.
Versus Troy Fortin in a race to 5.
And that's just what he did.
Beautiful.
Just barely avoided it. Now here's a good example. If that cue ball was a little bit more towards the center of the table, this shot is significantly more difficult with the fast rails versus a slower table where you can spin and just kind of hold up. I mean, even this here is difficult to hold on to it, just cutting the ball in. See, he had to actually play and run into it. And that was a great shot, to be able to execute like that. And bump the 7 so you're not going flying away from the shot.
And he left himself a significantly makeable shot.
He's going to come a little bit far off the rail there, but very well executed.
Decent speed. I'd give it a B minus.
Give it a B minus. We like to go. We're going to get away from the letter grades of the shots. We're going to give them like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 8.5. Oh, just a hair. Did miss that shot, but I will say it looked like he kind of had a little bit of movement in his body when he executed there. I think he jumped up just a hair.
Shot it quick.
He did shoot quick. His track car came off the tracks a little bit. Came off the rails.
Big change, Hill 3 versus 5-4.
Oh, absolutely. That is a huge swing.
Nice shot.
And make sure that cue ball's going good, and it is. All right, Cody Porter putting up another bead. And he's going to 4. Now, this is a 7-7 race. Again, we are at the Winter Classic 2019 at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. These are your payouts for this event. That's what we're looking at there. Very nice.
12,
Very
Richard
nice.
Kamal versus Sandy Constant in a 5-4 race.
Take a picture
Richard
if you
goes
need to.
5, Sandy goes to 4. That's Richard Kamal.
And if you don't,
versus Sandy
just go to Mark
Constant
Dion's
in a
Facebook
5-4
page. He's got
race.
all of it
Richard
posted,
goes to
including the
5,
brackets.
Sandy
Yeah.
goes to 4. And that's on table 12.
And that's going to be a scratch. Giving Mr. Baucio another opportunity to extend his lead. In the beginning of the rack, I like to go to the overhead and just kind of get a lay of everything, kind of get an idea of where everything's sitting. Looks like he's going to want to bump into the 5 maybe here. I don't know what he's doing there. He's just sending it on the line. Tim, more often than not, things look significantly different compared to, on the stream or on the monitor versus being at the table. You're like, oh, he's never
especially the
making this
overhead
shot,
looks.
and then the guy pounds it in, and and you wouldn't have even thought. But if you were at the table with the same exact shot, you would have fired it in. You're sitting on the monitor. You're like, no way, no shot.
It's always interesting, when the balls are all close together and tied up, and you see some of these shots where they just hair by one of the balls to get in. You look at the shot and you say, "There's no way you can see that ball. He's got to be playing safe here," and then out of nowhere,
Yeah,
Ball just rockets in at 50.
Yeah, he got an unfortunate bump there. He bumped into the 7 there.
Yeah,
and
that
it
was-
blocked directly where he needed to go. And I think Kevin's going to take a breath, and he's going to allow the neighboring player to shoot first. Folks, I definitely am an advocate of doing just what Kevin did there. If you're about to shoot and there's a guy waiting for you, don't shoot. Just say, no, you go ahead. Go back to your chair, wait a second, lean against the wall, whatever you got to do. I always feel like I rush or something being the first guy to take the shot. Say, no, you go ahead. No problem. Relax. No big deal. I don't have to shoot right this second. I can take another 10, 20 seconds. No big deal.
I felt that exact same way earlier. I mean, you saw Joey do that a lot, especially with players on 2.
Oh yeah.
He's very patient when it comes to that. If he sees somebody come over, even if it's close to his vicinity, he just he goes and takes that extra second. I mean, even with the 8-ball that 8-ball that I shot to get to the second rack in that match, in case anybody happened to see it.
Yeah.
But I remember being down on the shot, and I remember just doubting myself. And they're like, "You're gonna hang this ball," and just getting up and taking the extra 25 seconds to take a breath, go back through your pre-shot, and just make yourself get down on the shot and not think about anything but making it.
Right.
It's huge.
Yes.
It's such
absolutely.
a huge thing to do. It really helps out. It wins you more games than it loses you.
Most definitely. Sound advice, folks. Very sound advice. So, definitely a tricky shot here. I think the ball is frozen. I think it's very close. Well
Just get out of the
executed
way of the
there.
9. I think he's stuck.
I'll tell you, having this camera here is definitely helpful. And even having this, you can't really tell if he's got a piece of it. I mean, it's so difficult to try to do it. You gotta.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he has a a sliver if he puts a little bit of spin on it, but he's probably just going to kick this.
He's gonna say,
why rock the boat?
yeah.
Don't sell out and give Kevin the hill.
Well, if he kicks like you do, this thing's going in.
Oh,
Whoa, called it.
well, I was going to say he does kick like I do.
Oh man.
I don't always kick that well.
Unfortunate.
That was
Unfortunate there.
that was uncharacteristic kicking for me.
Wow. Tell you what, man, I got a kick game I like to play. Let's go. Let's go.
There's the hill now. That's unfortunate. That was a cold roll. He made a great shot in that 7.
Yeah, I hate it when you make a good shot like that and just you don't get the reward like that. But even so, I mean, in hindsight, if you make that shot from that angle, guess what the cue ball does? It goes directly in the corner.
Yes,
So,
it does.
but it's very difficult to try to plan for something like that. And
As many will say, that's pool. That's why we play it.
oh yeah,
One game that'll torture you mentally, no matter what you do, no matter how good you are. This game will torture you if you let it.
all right. Kevin Baucio to break on the hill. He is within 1 of the win. And don't forget, folks, next up is going to be Tom D'Alfonso, Mr. Shorty, and Brian Chase. That's an 8-6 race. And that's going to be your
match.
Yeah, that's going to be your next matchup here. So make sure you stay tuned. Don't miss any of the action. Now there's a kind of an ongoing debate regarding the player that's on the hill versus the player that battles back to the hill. So, how do you feel about that? Like, so, we got Kevin who's on the hill here.
Yeah.
Cody still needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. If Cody manages to make it 6-6, who's favored in the final rack?
Well, I mean depending on, in my opinion, I think depending on how the rack that got you to the hill went, really kind of tells you where it is. At minimum, it's a coin flip.
Yeah.
Obviously hill, either player's got a shot. It just takes one mistake, especially with some players at this level, and but if you get a guy who's down, say in this case 6-4, if Cody goes and drills this rack in and then comes up and fires in.
Yeah, break and run right
fires
after.
Fires a break and run and gets right
Yeah.
to the hill with that. I mean, he's got so much momentum there. I would have to favor Cody.
Yeah, see, now,
that,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it seems like all the players that I've asked, they say the guy that made it to the hill first has the advantage.
Yeah, well, he does because he has the advantage of one mistake.
Yeah.
Essentially, if you're down 2-3 racks, you've probably got to play near perfect pool to get yourself out of the hole. Depending on who you're playing. I mean, if you're playing somebody who there might be a large skill gap, then that's a different story.
That's
but if you're
different,
playing
but-
somebody who's equal to or better than you, then you definitely have to play outside of your normal game just to make up the deficit. And then after that, it all comes down to, well, how do you handle after you go a couple games deep and you don't miss for 2 racks or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you get a little excited, maybe get a little jumpy on a shot and end up dogging one, or do you just say, well, hey, I'm in my rhythm, I've got the gear going, I may as well just ride it out as long as it
Yeah.
goes. So if he's somebody who's mentally strong, then by all means, I think I favor the player that battles back to the
Yeah,
hill.
the guy with the momentum.
Yeah.
That's where I go with it. Hold on one second. We got a couple of questions in the chat here. Jared Demalia, Mike, is there a dress code for the 10 ball? Yes, there is. Collared shirt, no jeans. Got to wear khakis or dress pants, slacks, something like that, and dress shoes.
Although,
you can wear clean sneakers.
I was gonna say, I
clean
think Mark's
sneakers
good
was
with
involved there.
sneakers as long as
Yeah.
it's all about comfort.
Yeah, yeah.
Just don't make them dirty.
Yeah.
Clean them up.
Yeah, you can wear sneakers. They just got to be clean. So khakis in a polo, you're good to go. I like that question strictly because I think that means that Jared might show up tomorrow.
Yes.
I'd love for Jared to be in the wall.
Whenever you put Jared in a 10-ball tournament, there's some serious. There's some
I think we're
serious
gonna have
action.
someone watching the shot here. He's looking for a double hit. I don't blame Kevin for asking that. I mean, he's got the bridge out there. The Q and the 7 are pretty close.
Yeah, by all means,
Maybe an overhead.
get it. That's a nice shot.
It's good.
Well played.
All right, that was okay.
Slightly tougher angles. Shouldn't have any problem though. Just putting this bad boy in the corner. Come out one rail.
I think he's going to follow this up there a little inside,
One rail, just
just like that.
perfect.
Get off the
Not
rail,
rail.
Cody. Ting, ting.
Almost
Ticker tester. Now, what is the rule there?
I believe that it is not Cody's shot
So
because
he
it's
loses
the 9
his
ball.
turn.
Yes,
Now,
he
now
loses
does
his
Kevin
turn.
have the option to give it back?
I don't think that he does.
He doesn't, huh?
I'd have to check with Mark on that. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that's a significant.
In fact, I will
rule,
check just because I'm curious.
rule question there.
Uncharacteristic miss of a bank. 1 second. I'll check on that rule.
All right, cool. All right, so we got Tim checking on that. I like to make sure that we are giving you guys clear information. If we don't know, we don't want to speculate. So just want to make sure that we're giving you the good stuff. Cody's got another opportunity with the 9 ball. I think he's going to go in the side pocket with this. And he does. Stay out of the corner, bud. Okay, and Cody wins another game.
Yeah, and just to clarify that rule, it would be the player's option.
It is the player's
Yes,
option.
He can give it back.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way that I implement that when I do, like, say say it's 10 ball, it's just called 10.
Yeah.
In the midst of a rack, if you pocket that game-winning ball prior to it being the final ball, just any time in the middle of the rack you make the ball out of turn.
Yeah.
It is the same player's shot. Legal shot was pocketed. However, if it is the only ball on the table, incoming player assumes control of the table, but with an option.
Yeah.
You know, if you leave the guy frozen on the top rail and the ball has to get spotted, you might not want to shoot that.
Yeah, no,
So
it's not a shot I'd want.
yeah,
Especially on a tighter table. You know,
yeah,
something
definitely
that,
not.
Something that wouldn't allow me to have any leeway.
All right, Kevin coming back up.
2 balls, weird.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure how I like this. Maybe thin it. Try to just leave it on the rail. Go behind the 5. Oh wow, that was a nice move. Fantastic move there.
That's jail.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He's got to kind of masse spin it. You know, spin the ball just a hair and kind of 2 rail it.
2 rails here.
3 rails.
Not gonna get the rail though.
He's not going to get the contact. Good attempt there. That was a touchy situation, though. He couldn't really get a handle on the cue ball. I'm going to say that Kevin, being the lock, is definitely playing safe here.
Yeah, for sure.
But to be honest, I actually would pocket the 1 ball and then just play the safe with the 2 ball, just because you got a really easy, you got a really easy safe to play with the 2 ball versus the 1 ball.
Yeah, definitely.
I understand his option of playing safe here, but I think I would make the 1 and then play safe with the 2 ball. Just stick it directly on the 5. But he feels comfortable playing this shot here. Don't know if he has left him a 1 rail.
Got a little added support from the 4 and the 8 there. I think that get around the backside there. But
Yeah, he's got an avenue to get there. He does have a clean 1 rail. So, and that was
Table number 14, Keith Platt
Very
versus Dan
unfortunate.
Semino in a race to 7. That's Keith Platt and Dan Semino on table 14 in a race to 7.
depending on how that 2 ball lays up in terms of how you can see it from this side, this might turn into a very nasty 3-foul situation.
oh yeah, and that would be for the win if Kevin manages to
Yeah.
get the 3 fouls.
If he can contact that 2 and just stick it right on the 5,
That's
That's,
what I was looking at. But
yeah.
hey, he saw that 1 ball, thinning it, and putting it right back on there. So I got to give him credit for that. He did execute that well.
here it comes again. This would be for the win.
All right, he is on 2. He did notify him. He's on 2, and this is not easy.
Cody doesn't have the 1 rail that he had
doesn't.
the last time.
Wow, nicely done. The lock living up to his name, putting him in jail, saying, hey, I'm going to lock you up, bro.
No bail money.
No. Honestly, the only shot I think I like here, masse around the 5, 1 rail kick off the bottom rail. That's kind of the only, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make that hit. I don't want to hit any other rail except for the one right next to the 1 ball.
At this point, I don't even think he cares if he leaves a shot.
Yeah. I think he
just get to the 1.
Yeah, if he doesn't hit this, he loses the match. This is everything. I think I'd want to masse to here, right about the first diamond, and try to reverse into the 1 ball there. I don't really see
there's
a ton of options here.
Very few other shots.
I mean, I guess you could try to 2 rail it with a little reverse, because that 7's right in the way of his natural line to just kick into it. So
That's a dicey shot. He's looking possibly 3
Wow.
rails, maybe come underneath the 8 ball.
wow,
This is a really tough shot.
wow. If he makes contact here,
It'll be very impressive. Wow.
oh my
He
goodness.
hit it too.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That was
All right.
That was a heck of a try.
Fantastic safeties by the lock himself, Kevin Baucio. And he's going to take that match 7-5 over over Cody Porter. And like I mentioned,